Hello guys, my name is Ajinkya. I'm from the College Kids YouTube channel. So today we're gonna talk about TCS NQT and TCS campus hiring. So first of all, we'd like to thank you for 100 subscriber. It means so much, and it motivates us to make more such videos for all of you guys. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. So let us get started with the video already. So, TCS NQT is basically a multi-level assessment to assess competencies and skills, which basically means they're going to ask you questions regarding verbal ability, your reasoning skills, etc. So, yeah, and competence on the core cognitive processes required for entry-level job. The things I said, like aptitude, reasoning, all those things, these are like core cognitive processes. And TCS NQT is specifically meant for like entry level jobs, not jobs which require prior experience. So basically, this means NQT is for freshers. So this year NQT is scheduled on 24, 25, 26. So if you register, your exam is not going to be on all three of those days. These dates will be divided into batches, and you'll get either one of the batch on any one of the dates. So yeah, and the last date of registration is 17th October. So if you haven't registered yet, so make sure you watch the entire video, and after that proceed with your registration. So basically, what NQT is and what TCS campus hiring is are two different things. Campus hiring basically means the people who will be working for TCS, and TCS NQT is a part of TCS campus hiring. But if you decide to give TCS NQT itself, then it can be used for other corporates as well. This slide, the dialogue said by NQT spokesperson, come from 27 September, which is very recently, less than a month ago. So all these companies that are mentioned here have not exactly come forward saying they will be accepting the NQT test, but it is expected that these companies will come forward and have a column of TCS NQT score in their applications. So right now NQT is only accepted by TCS, but in near future a large number of companies will be recruiting on the basis of NQT scores. So also it is worth noticing that NQT scores will not only be valid for IT, but also for manufacturing, pharma, FMCG and all. So let's get started with the eligibility criteria for TCS NQT. So undergraduate, postgraduate and diploma students in third year and final year for like 4 year courses, or second year and third year for 3 year courses. So if you are a second year diploma student, or if you are a third year engineering student, undergraduate student, or final year graduate undergraduate student, you can apply for TCS NQT. Also, there is no requirement of degree or any specialization for TCS NQT. That means you can be from any degree. And freshers basically means that people who have not yet joined corporate or any kind of job, or who have less than 2 years of experience. And the age limit is from 18 to 28 years. So I think that's pretty nice if anyone wants to kind of restart their career later in the 20s or something like that. So basically, this was the last slide was the eligibility criteria for NQT. This slide presents you eligibility criteria for TCS campus hiring. So this is not for all courses. The courses that are mentioned are BE, BTech, ME, MTech, MSc, and MCA. So while TCS NQT didn't have any particular course requirement, but TCS campus hiring does have course requirement, and the courses that are mentioned are BE, BTech, ME, MTech, MSc, and MCA. Again, you need to have a minimum of 60% or 6 CGPA in your highest qualification till the semester that results have been declared. So let's say if you are in third year right now, so all the result like till fourth semester, your average should be greater than 6 CGPA. There should be not more than one backlog, and even if you have one backlog, it should be cleared by the time you actually join TCS. So this is one of the rules or eligibility criterias. Now, overall break should not exceed more than 2 years, that is 24 months, and this break will consist in your 11th, 12th, 12th and engineering, 12th and like 10th and diploma. Throughout your career, the overall break should not exceed more than 24 months. Again, age criteria is same as TCS and QT, so nothing new. Now this test was conducted on TCS Ion centers until last year, but given Corona situation, you can now appear for a test at home as well as in physical, like in center test. NQT score will be valid for the next 2 years. Also, again, you can apply for entry level role at any corporate. So any corporate meaning the companies which will come forward saying that they'll accept NQT scores. Also, NQT is planned to be conducted in every quarter. So basically, that's 4 times a year you will be able to give NQT. And there won't be any multilingual facilities. The test has to be given in English and there will be no negative marking. So now I know a lot of the audience viewing this video might be appearing for at-home test. So you can't give this test from mobile. There are four minimum conditions that are required, like Windows or Ubuntu operating system, Google Chrome browser, latest version of course, a minimum of 2 Mbps of internet and a working webcam. So all these conditions are required. So there will be there is a feature of appearing for a mock test so that you can check whether you meet all the conditions or not. Also, if something happens, like if your internet goes or if your laptop goes dead or there is power failure or any other issue that occurs, so in genuine cases, a remote proctor who is monitoring your test will be the person who decides whether you are given extra time or not. Of course, if you are disconnected, you can rejoin to the test. Your test will be resumed, and up to a maximum of 30 minutes time will be added to your course. No, sorry, to your test. So this is the most important aspect of this video, that is the test structure. Now the total test is of 180 minutes, out of which you have to spend around 30 minutes for verbal ability, which is very easy. I think there will be some paragraphs, there will be questions based on fill in the blanks or MCQs. So reading comprehension basically means that you will be given some unseen passages, you'll have to read them and you'll have to answer some questions. That's fairly easy. This shouldn't take much of require like practice and all. So I think this is fairly easy. There are like various YouTube channels and like test portals, Prepinsta, etc. So you can just go over there, practice a few reading comprehension questions. English grammar is not that tough. It's pretty simple. If you know basically what my approach of English grammar is, I read out the sentence that is created after filling the blanks, and if it sounds great, if it sounds good, then I consider it's grammatically correct. And in most of the cases, this approach comes through. But you should have that understanding that what correct grammar sounds like. So yeah, so there will be 24 questions based on paragraphs, etc. Next, in reasoning ability, it's again you will be asked question regarding patterns, figures, like figure 1, 2, 3 will be given and which will be the next figure. This is nothing new, nothing difficult. This is something of the sorts of like which you might have appeared in scholarship tests in your fourth and sixth grade if you have appeared in any. So pretty easy decision making, problem solving. This shouldn't be tough. There are like 30 questions in 50 minutes, so you get around more than a minute for each question. So given you finish reading the question in somewhere around 20 to 25 seconds, you still have considerable amount of time for each question to go through it. And the next section will be of numerical ability. Here number system is given, like a series of numbers will be given, arithmetic progression, geometric progressions, things like that. Mean, mode, median, simple interest, compound interest, very easy concepts which are taught in school. Data interpretation, again, which means like charts will be there. You'll have to find out values from the chart using the slope, y is equal to mx plus c, things like that. So numerical ability again. So 40 minutes, 26 questions, again fairly large amount of time per question. Coming next in next section, these first three sections are for TCS NQT, and the last two sections, that is programming logic and coding, these sections are for subject NQT, which is required for TCS campus hiring. So if you are watching this video specifically for NQT, then you will be solving the first three sections. If you are watching for campus hiring, then you will be solving all of the five sections. So again, in this programming logic, 10 questions, 15 minutes, fairly easy questions based on C, like print statements will be given, post increment, pre increment operators will be given. Also, along with that, like pointers will be given. So yeah, questions like that. After that, in next section, coding, you will be given two questions in 45 minutes. And these questions can be like printing number series, like even numbers, odd numbers, prime numbers, etc. Or you can, or they can ask about string manipulation, which is basically like finding out vowels and basic easy stuff. Matrix calculation. So you don't need to have any kind of dynamic programming or recursion or any other concepts in order to solve these questions. These questions are fairly easy. So even if you know how to traverse through arrays, how to like perform basic arithmetic operations, how to perform like if you have to calculate prime number, if you have to calculate LCM, GCD. So if you know how to implement this basic algorithms, then you will get through the coding section. So there are like two questions. So yeah, basically, before we discuss about results, I'll come back and share my own views on the test structure. So first three sections should be fairly easy, and I think from my experience, even if you get like more than half of the questions correct, you'll be qualifying the NQT or getting a score. Actually, there's no such thing as passing the NQT, and also there will be a score. But for campus hiring, if you solve more than half of the questions correctly, then you should be like you should expect to hear back from TCS regarding selection. So last year, from my experience in the first four sections, I think I did pretty well because I heard back from TCS regarding clearing TCS Ninja as well and TCS Digital as well. But in coding section, there was this income tax question which I misread, and I spent all 45 minutes in solving the wrong question. Like I basically read it wrong, so I didn't clear, like I didn't attempt the second question. So you can say that I had 0 marks in coding section, but still I got an offer for TCS Digital as well. So from my experience in previous year, if you have like if you do well in these four sections, then it's not necessary that you should be clearing the coding part as well. But yeah, ideally, out of the two questions, you should at least solve one question given the corona situation and added competitive nature of NQT because of large number of people. So yeah, if you solve more than half of the like correctly of the first four section, and if you do one coding question, I think you should expect to listen back from TCS. Also added hint for the coding section, the IDE that they provide is not that great. So you might face some errors. Like I heard from a lot of people last year that they were facing issues regarding taking input from the user, like for the program. And there are no language restrictions. Of course, you can code in any language you want, even that is ALP or anything like that. But a lot of people are going to code in these three languages, which is C++, Java, and Python. Again, in Python, many people face issues regarding taking inputs in online judges. So I'd recommend if you are preparing from scratch or if you are not familiar with Python, then it's okay. You should instead choose to go ahead with C++. Also, C++ is recommended because it has support for STL, and vectors and other data structures which are required can be used fairly easily. So practice coding not on your computer but on online judges like Spoj, CodeChef, Codeforces. I think Codeforces will be an overkill. CodeChef itself will be an overkill. So if you want to prepare for coding section, you can head over to CodeChef. You can try solving questions that are sorted by difficulty level as cakewalk or simple, and you should be good to go. Again, so after your test, after 26th, 3 days they will take obviously up to 3 days it's written, but they'll take 3 or maybe more than 3 days for declaring the results. There is no cutoff or pass or fail. You are given a score which kind of shows how proficient you are and what are your core cognitive skills, things like that. So if you are not happy with your TCS NQT score, you can attempt it in the next quarter, like I said, and there is no limit on number of attempts you have, and also the test is free to give. There are no registration charges. So if you are not happy with your test, you can appear for NQT again in the next quarter. Also, if you, let's say, give 3 attempts and your second attempt was the highest score in all of the 3 attempts, then your score of second attempt, which is the best of all, will be considered for your TCS NQT. Again, so NQT can be given multiple times, but campus hiring, people who have already given the NQT test last year, that is people from my batch and people from previous batches, they will not be able to appear for campus hiring again. Campus hiring is specifically for people who are passing out in 2021 batch. NQT and campus hiring is different. So there's that. So yeah, if you have any questions regarding whatever I said in this video, yeah, of course, the source of all the information that I gave on this video is up to date from TCS official websites. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. If you want videos regarding aptitude or programming, let me know in the comments so that I can take it into consideration while discussing about the contents of next videos. So yeah, 17th is the last date, so make sure you register on TCS NQT as well as TCS Next Step for campus hiring, and subscribe to our channel, of course, if you think that, and share this if you are like not eligible but some of your friends are, let them know. And if you have any queries, you can reach out to us in the comments. You can reach out to us on our email, or there's a WhatsApp group link down in the description box, so you can join the WhatsApp group and post your questions there. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much, guys.